Peace to the gods, peace to the earths, and all of the righteous families of the planet. It's your big brother Fahim, Khaliq Wahaj, aka Day Son to God. Back building with the family on the live. Any one of the gods is welcome to jump in. I ain't gonna be on here long. Just a little short, quick little build. I wanted to build on today's mathematics from the supreme mathematics and the supreme alphabet. Today is born, and born represents one being physically born into the knowledge of them, being physically born into the world from out of the womb of their mother, the 9 months of gestation, the nurturing period that the mother has to, be in the right state of mind and in the right physical condition, in most cases, to give birth to a healthy child. That's on the physical level. On a spiritual level, or on the mental and the spiritual level, when one is born into existence, he comes into the actualization and the realization of self. Not just self, but of others as well. Because as we know, one cannot call themselves a righteous Muslim unless he wants for his brother what he desires for himself. So we know being born on the spiritual and mental planes of existence means one whose third eye has now been opened to see the world, to see his surroundings. He can study self and he can study his surroundings. This is all born. In the supreme alphabets, the 9th letter is I. And in our supreme alphabets, the I stands for two things. It stands for I, me, and it also stands for the culture that the original man lives by, or lives according to, which is Islam. In the nation, we say, for the most part, I, self, Lord, and Master, because it deals with, again, me, I. It's your culture. It's a culture that you supposed to be living by or according to, despite what anybody else thinks. At the end of the day, Islam is ours because it is a natural religion or the natural culture of man. Black man, white man, it don't matter. Humanity, period. And even for the other species on the planet, they live according to Islam because they live a mathematical way. So, born in our supreme mathematics is very important to understand for the new students who are, taking on these teachings and trying to gain this knowledge of self. Very important to understand those two aspects. I wanted to touch on a question that one of the elder gods, the elder god, Alamo, peace to the elder god, the OG god. The god asked a question, and the question was, if it takes the grafted man 35 to 50 years before he can call himself a Muslim son, how long does it take, or how long should it take for the original man to, I don't have the question right in front of me. I want to get the God's question right and exact, but I think the question was, how long should it take the original man to gain a universal thinking and become a universal thinker, to become a god, basically. That's the way I really perceive the question, because at the end of the day, a universal thinker, a worldwide thinker, is a god. A supreme scientist is a god. All of these things equate to God. They equate to God because God is a being of force and power, but God is also an individual who is very learned. He's learned because he takes time to study. And by studying self and his surroundings, it gives him an overall knowledge of his self and his surroundings. So my answer to that question would be, you know, how long does it take the original man to become an international thinker and to become a renowned scientist or to become a god? Well, really, we don't know that. That's X. It's unknown. This is just me. This is my bill. And in my view, or in my opinion, that's a question that's unknown. We don't know how long it's going to take. As the lessons teach us that, you know, the God will run the devil off of the planet in his own good time. So what time is that signifying? What does that mean? Well, we don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't even know because it says that in there, in his own good time. That could mean whenever. It could mean today. It could mean tomorrow. It could mean next week. It could mean whenever. So we really don't know. Jesus also in the scripture says that, you know, he made a statement when he said, no man knoweth the hour nor the minute, you know, when the Father is going to return or appear. You know, I don't know if I'm quoting it the exact way. I mean, you know, to all my scholar quoters out there who love quoting, you know, I tell people in a minute, I'm not no quotologist, but I do know it says that for no man knoweth the hour nor the minute. And Jesus even gave a parable of a thief in the night. He said it's going to be like a thief in the night. You know, when a thief comes, it's unannounced. You don't know. You know, it could be while you home. It could be while you not home. You never know. A thief comes in, takes what he wants, and he's out of your house. And a lot of times we're unaware until after it's happened. Well, likewise, in this case, it's the same thing. We don't know when it's going to happen. You don't know when you're going to be sparked. You know, you can hear knowledge. Like I've heard the black man was God, and I've heard, you know, a lot of God body talk and stuff like that in the hood. But did it spark me the first time I heard it? Did it spark me the second time I heard it? The third time I heard it? Some people have to hear it 2, 3, 4 times before they really catch on and, oh, okay. Because you can just hear something, but if you don't put in the time to do the independent research on what you've heard, then it only remains a theory in your mind. It only remains belief in your mind. You know, one of my God brothers, you know, I see the God Bilal, you know what I'm saying? Peace to the God, you know what I'm saying? You know, the God said belief is useful, but not always truthful. That's powerful. You know, well, what makes belief useful? What makes belief useful is if we know the significance of what we're believing in or what we're doing. In other words, if I'm going to church and I'm doing a ritual, or if I'm a Muslim and I'm going to Mecca and I'm doing a ritual of Hajj, or if I'm a Jew and, you know, I'm doing whatever rituals that they have or whatever, you know, if I don't know what that means, then a lot of times it's not really going to be too useful for me. Only when one has that information, that important information about the thing that they are doing or the thing that they believe in, you know, almost like a scientist. A scientist has beliefs, but they call it theories. You know, a theory is something that is based off of information that it is known. So, likewise, a belief is the same way. It's based off of information that is known. Once one knows about the black God and how the black God was worshipped and reverenced all over the earth, a lot of these rituals and things that you see going on in a lot of these religious institutions, you understand what it means. So now it could become beneficial to you to practice that belief or to walk in that belief. It can be beneficial to you if you understand that. But if one doesn't understand what you believe in, you just heard something and then you're just running with it, you know, then a lot of times it isn't beneficial to you. It's not useful to you in the least bit. In fact, it can probably harm you. You know, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said once about this knowledge of self, he said, this is a make you or break you teaching. Because if you understand and you put in the conscious effort to do the independent research and to go seek and find answers on your own, don't just listen to what I'm saying because I'm Elijah Muhammad, but no, go out there and do the research. When you put in the work, you'll see results from that work. But if you don't put in the work, then, you know, it's just something that you heard and it sounded good. It's almost like this, what they call the mental masturbation or whatever, you know, I hear guards talk about. So at the end of the day, how long does it take the original man to become a Muslim god? Well, it can probably take 35 to 50 years, just like the white man, like how it took him, you know, to become a Muslim son. I've known some guards who've had these lessons 35, 40 years. And then when you say to them, you know, hey, you know, we're righteous Muslims by nature, they looking at you like, huh? Well, I ain't no damn Muslim. But they've had the lessons for 35, 45, some of them even 50 years. But you could understand that there's a lack of reading comprehension there somewhere, because all throughout the lessons it's calling us something, but you refuse to call yourself that thing based on a belief. A belief. Oh, well, the father said he ain't like Islam, so the Muslims make him sick or whatever. Well, yeah, some Muslims make me sick too. I'm going to keep it funky. You got Sunnis, you got Shia Muslims, you got Hanafi Muslims, you got, you know, and they run around, you know, with all of this quoting ability, but they don't understand what they believe in. I see that. I see it all the time. So, yeah, some of them make me sick. I'm going to say what the father said. Some of them make me sick. Some of the Muslims who even study the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Hey, I could even say the same thing about a handful of them who I've met and who walk around and use the good name of Elijah to shield their dirty practice. Ooh, I know y'all hitting the dislike button on that one. Ooh, but it's true. It's true. There's one, you know, the Qur'an talks about lip professing, you know, and the Qur'an says, do men think that, you know, they will just get by on just saying we believe and not be tested? You're going to be tested. If you say you truly believe in this teaching and you stand up on your square and you say you are God, you are a supreme being, Asiatic black man, and you call yourself the God of the universe or the father of civilization, those are some heavy titles. Those are some pretty heavy titles to bear. So at the end of the day, not to make the build too long, I just wanted to build on, you know, the number 9 today, you know, the highest number in the mathematical sequential order of numbers. 9 is born. 9 is when you come into that complete understanding of self, and you were born out of that womb of darkness. As the mother's womb is dark, So it is when a person doesn't have the knowledge of themselves. They live in a womb of darkness. But within that womb of darkness is material, as the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said, that you can feed off of. Eat the fish, spit out the bones. Remember that? You can feed off of the material in that dark area or dark place that you're in to grow yourself out of that. It's not hard to do. So, again, without making this build too long, you know, again, today's mathematics is 9. You're dealing with the born. And as I said in the supreme alphabet, it represents I. I, self, Lord, and Master. I, God. I'm God. You see, look at the supremacy in that. You know, it's not no ego, you know, but I, God. Islam is I, self, Lord, and Master. I stimulate life and matter. How do I stimulate life and matter? Well, really just by observing it. I can stimulate life and matter and cause things to move. It's not spooky. It's metaphysics. It's science. We have to understand the sciences of God. That's very important. So, without that, with that being said, family, again, I don't want to take too long with this bell. Peace to all of the gods out there. Stay on your studies. Peace to all of the earths. Stay on your studies. And peace to all of the righteous families of the planet. This is your big brother Fahim, back with the family with a bill. And for now, I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to say peace to the gods and peace to the earths. Peace.